So I have my complex object right here, and it's just a piece of fabric, and I have my light source to the right in an extreme angle, far to the right. And I'm going to kind of play with this. I want to show you if I just move it a little bit. Oh, this is the light right in front, and you don't have much value shift there. So I'm just going to kind of move it over. You can see those shadows get a little bit longer, and I kind of like it right there. So play with your light source to the right or the left. Look at this deep cast shadow on the left side. That's what we want. That's what we're aiming for. And then I also have the room. There's really no other light. There's a little bit, of course, but so that's the setup I would like you to shoot for. So first, please tone your paper with the side of your vine charcoal. Just a light plane of the gray. And I'll show you a trick here. If you grab a tissue, we can get this even, more even. So go ahead, and I grabbed a tissue, and I'm just going to lightly dust over the edge of my drawing, and it's taking up a lot of the charcoal. But I just wanted you to start with a non-plain white surface. So I'm going to quickly show you how to do this. We're going to start with I'm going to go in and just roughly kind of sketch in where my medium grays are. And what I'm doing is I'm looking at the planes of tone. The parts of my complex object that have similar grays. So I'm going to do this kind of quickly, Okay, so there's a highlight right here where there's a ridge, and then it goes in, and then there's kind of a crease. So there's a very steep, almost linear shadow, and then there's a nice peak right here. So I'm doing this very rough. And then there's another curve that's catching the light, but then it comes in, and it's darker gray up here. So this is all with the vine, right? And I'm just going in and just kind of noticing where the medium grays are. So then I have a nice bright patch here. So what I'm going to do to kind of show that there's a bright edge there, I'm just going to kind of outline the background of so you see how that starts to pop out? Then, okay, so you're constantly reevaluating. So now I need to extend this out a little bit more. Okay, so then I have the edge down here. Where there's a shadow where this fabric touches the floor. So, this is all super rough. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and put this edge in, and then I'm going to draw the background, just kind of give it on with the side of my charcoal. I'm going to put in this so that you can start to see that edge, because this is one of my brights, right? This is going to be one of my brightest spots. And so I'm not going to draw a contour, I'm just going to use the side. It's kind of like magic. Okay, and so then the fabric's coming down here. So this is super loose. This is a first pass, just trying to get my object. And okay, so this is dark here. I'm kind of getting some of my darks in, remembering this is where that triangle was. So this is also a medium. This is in shadow, right? So there's kind of this triangle of light happening there. This is coming up more. So as you can see, I'm just kind of constantly looking. And what I'm doing here is I'm trying to get my object on the page, just so that I can start to locate it. So this area here is a little bit dark, right? So that's why I'm not painting in. And there's a shadow behind it. We're going to see if that's going to fit in the drawing. So then this is where we're starting to lose the light, right? Here's the edge of the light. So this whole thing is going to be dark. So you come down, kind of ends here, comes up. There's a nice dark peak here. There's a flap up here. And then here we go. This is all in the light. So I'm going to go ahead and shade this in. And now this is all with my Vine charcoal. So we get that in quick. And then there's a lot of information happening right here. So we just have to go back in, and I hope I left enough room for it all. So this is in the light. So we have some stuff in shadow here. We have a shadow happening here. There's a peak here. There's a very dark thing here. This is in light. This is in shadow. So you can see this is really rough. This is just a quick, how long have I been doing this now? You might take a little bit longer, so we're constantly, okay, so I think I want to move this edge down. I need a little bit more room. So it's in constant flux. This cat needs to go away. My cats are here. So we can go ahead and kind of wipe that line out, right, just with a tissue. So I'm going to work on this for a second, and I will continue back with you in a minute. Okay, so the cat messed up the still life, so I kind of have to, I just wanted to show you, I think I did enough here to show you, like, generally how to go about this. So here's some of the, I'm kind of looking at a new still life because I had to set it up as best I can. So check out how this dark compressed charcoal goes in and gives you even a darker black. So I recommend doing your drawing with the vine and then going in when you're ready to kind of put in your peak darks, your super, super darks. Go in and just add that little bit of touch that you need for all those, you know, those crevices that are coming in. I also wanted to show you, I actually didn't record, I did do some of the areas with the eraser. So I'm going in and I'm noticing on my drawing, where are the lightest lights? So, you know, like where the fabric is catching the most light, I'm going to go in and do my eraser. So I have a little bit of a guard here. So if you're doing this, I'm doing this on the floor so that I can create a video for you all. Okay. And so after I did the parts with the eraser, this was all erased right here. Oops. You can go in with your, so I failed to mention this in class. You can super use your finger. I forgot how much, when I work with charcoal, I use my finger. So you can use your finger to kind of blend these through. I encourage you not to blend too much. So I'm over here with this conundrum of whether or not this part of the shadow is darker than this shadow. Like, I really think that this shadow is not as dark. This is the darkest part. So just, to distinguish those, because this is working darker, right? But this over here needs a little bit more help. So keep in mind, I'm kind of working with a new still life. So in this still life that I'm looking at now, there's this piece of fabric that kind of peeks out here. And that's in shadow also. So I'm going to try and make this even. A little bit more even. And I'm going to go in with my finger, because if you use your finger, it takes up less of the charcoal. If you use like a napkin, it's going to like take the charcoal up. So I'm going to go in and draw with my finger for a little bit. So what you want to do is, this is fairly quick. I located this piece of fabric on my page. That was my first thing. And by just kind of roughly sketching, remember when I just went in and got my grays. Okay, so now I want to kind of extend this out so it doesn't just, so it makes more sense, right, so my whole background, at least over here, is going to be a little bit darker so that we can really begin to see that this edge is in light. Okay, so that's my demo on how to do the charcoal complex objects. So this is about, I didn't record everything that I did, but this was about 20 minutes of work. Of course, granted, I have been drawing for about 30 years, and that really does matter. So experience counts. But I hope that helps, and I will be happy to field any further questions or go in to do this again during class. Okay. Thank you for listening.